Now we are joined by Republican Representative Michelle Bachmann of Minnesota. Thank you for hanging in there, Ms. Bachmann. Good to see you.
David, always a pleasure. Thank you.
So the Beltway's involvement in what's going on with what the president's doing in Afghanistan, the latest thing I heard is that they want to start a war tax in order to try to pay for the buildup. Is that true?
That's true. David Obey from Wisconsin, a Democrat, has brought this up. Beginning at about $30,000 of income, there would be a new tax that would be attached to pay for the war. We didn't hear about a new tax when they wanted to spend $1 trillion on stimulus. We didn't hear about a new tax with a $700 billion bailout. We didn't hear a new tax with 9,000 earmarks or all of the other egregious spending that's gone on. But the number one duty of government, to keep the American people safe, now that is something that they can find a tax for.
Well, does it have legs, this move to start a war tax?
You know, I don't think so. I really don't. And I'll tell you, I watched the president last night, and I read his speech afterwards because I found the speech incoherent. I was looking for the president's goal in all of this, and it appears to me that he wants to send 30,000 American troops in for the purpose of job training. He wants to train them to uphold the military and uphold their government in Afghanistan. We're going to put 30,000 Americans in for 18 months to secure job training. I never once heard the word win. No, I never once heard the word victory.
It wasn't there either.
Is this a war? I mean, we don't know really what he's talking about. Is he talking about war? Is he talking about victory? What is this? And also, if we're in there to train the Afghanis, what Afghani in their right mind would want to go through training knowing that 18 months or less later that they're a marked man from Al-Qaeda?
Absolutely.
We won't get help. And also the president hasn't done a great job trying to get our allies to also put troops in. France says no. Germany says maybe later. Holland is pulling out. Netherlands is pulling out. We might get 500 from Great Britain. We don't have an influx of NATO wanting to help in this effort.
The troops from foreign countries who are there, we applaud and we thank them. We are grateful for any who are there. But I have to ask, yes, Congresswoman, what is the consensus inside the Beltway today? Are people trying to move away, back away from the president's policy, even some of the Democrats, or are they sticking with him on this?
Oh, I think he's in big trouble. I don't see a lot of support on the Republican side. I don't see a lot of support on the Democrat side. He's got a big rock to push up the hill on this one. He doesn't have the support of the people necessarily. I think he's got a very difficult case. He didn't make it effectively last night.
But we're looking at pictures now, just so you know, on the right of the screen of the cadets themselves in West Point. I mean, there are thousands of troops, of U.S. troops, who are going to be facing an enemy who wouldn't otherwise if we weren't going to surge in Afghanistan. Now, they have to have the support of all the people.
That's right, they do, and they deserve that support. They're making the greatest sacrifice that anyone could ever ask them to make. And again, we need to make wise decisions about what's number one: keep the American people safe. Again, the president didn't make the case about the fact that this is an action that would keep us safe. That's what he has to make the case for. I don't think he served himself very well last night, and so we can't commit troops. We can't commit our treasure, $1 trillion potentially, if the president can't even make the case to the people. He certainly has to convince the Congress. I don't think he's done that.
Now,